I'm Megan, doctor of physical therapy and inventor of the AltaBand, and in this video, I'm going to show you how to assemble, fit, and use your band. When you get your AltaBand, you will have two T-shaped straps and a metal ring that's fully adjustable to fit any size. So I'm first going to show you how to assemble it to fit your body. Start by laying your T-shaped straps out like this so that the section that has the slits is closest to the metal ring and these elastic straps are coming down. You are going to adjust this portion based on the size that you typically wear. So for extra small, attach here, small, medium, and large. First, feed the end through the metal loop. Then for me, I'm going to attach here at the small. There is Velcro on the inside, so just tuck this end right in to attach that Velcro. And then you are going to repeat on the other side. Just tuck it in nice and neat. Now that that is adjusted, we are going to form that figure 8. So take the other end, bring it around without flipping. This end is going to feed through the loop and you are going to attach back onto itself. Then you are going to repeat on the other side, bring it around without flipping it, feed it through, and attach it to itself to form that figure 8 band. Now that you have your figure 8 assembled, it's time to put it on. The figure 8 portion is where you are going to get the resistance, that tactile feedback to build strength, endurance, and retrain your posture. But these additional straps allow that figure 8 to sit comfortably. If we only had the figure 8, when we add resistance, we would get compression in the armpit area where we have a lot of nerves and vessels supplying the arm. So to avoid that, we are going to use the strap to position. So first, take your figure 8, put the band on so that the figure 8 sits at the front of the chest. You are then going to take these straps, cross them behind you, bring around the front. There is Velcro on the ends. So take the left side, bring it across, bring the other strap across and attach. You will then need to position the AltaBand. What we're looking for is some space behind the armpit area. You want 2 to 3 fingers between the back of your armpit here to the band to ensure that you are not compressing any important structures there. You also want to look at the metal ring. It should be sitting in the middle of your chest. It should not be up by your neck. It should be comfortably at the middle of your chest. For these positioning straps, if you don't like the look or feel of them anchored here at the bottom of the chest, you have 2 other options. First, you can anchor them directly up at the metal loop. Since the Velcro is on opposite sides, for the right, you'll have to feed through the loop and attach back onto the strap itself. The left, you'll just feed through the bottom of the loop out and attach back on the strap. The other option is to anchor these down by the belly button or waistline. What you would do is just pull some tension, pull it down and across, again attaching here, and then you can anchor it down by the waistband as well. This is a good option. You can use this band as cueing for engaging the abdominals as you pull away from the band. The band can also be used for cueing when you have it here at the ribs to keep the ribs down, core engaged, and avoid that overextension of the back. So find what position for these positioning straps is most comfortable for you. If you are anchoring them up here and you're noticing that the band is riding up a little bit in that armpit area, then it may be better for you to anchor these straps lower to help pull the band down, but find what works for you and your body. The other thing to consider, an adjustment you can make, is where the band sits on the shoulder here. When you're doing some exercises, especially down below shoulder height, you can bring the band slightly outward to get a little bit more pull as you're increasing the lever arm of the band. You get a little bit more force, a little bit more resistance, and a little bit more of that tactile feedback that's going to feed information to your brain about where your body is in space and help you reset that neutral postural alignment. You can use the band alone, or you can add some resistance here at the metal ring. If you are using the band alone, there is adjustability here at the top portion. So tighten the band here to increase the pull through that figure 8 to gently pull your shoulders forward. This is going to give you some resistance to work against to pull your shoulders back. One, we are providing resistance to activate those muscles and improve strength and endurance. Remember, we are improving the endurance, meaning we want low level resistance for longer durations. We should not be having 100% tight contraction of these muscles, just gentle contraction against light resistance. 2, we are giving your body some tactile feedback. What that means is we are retraining where your neutral posture should be. When you have this forward shoulder posture, this becomes normal. This is your neutral position. But by wearing the band, we are feeding your brain information about where you are in space. You'll feel some tension here at the back of the shoulder, but also at the front of the chest. You want to think about opening the chest and feeling slight increased pressure here, just to give your body information about where you are in space and start to reset this as your neutral posture. The other option to add resistance or increase the challenge to these muscles is to add additional resistance here at the metal ring using a carabiner and resistance tubing. I'll first show you how to safely anchor that resistance to a door, doorknob, or any sturdy structure that you have available. With your AltaBand, you should have gotten some tubing and a door anchor. We are going to attach it here at the door jamb rather than where the door opens. You can adjust the height of the door anchor. Here we want it to be chest height. If you are using a band that has a loop on one end and a carabiner on the other, the carabiner is going to be what attaches to the AltaBand. So you will attach the loop end to your door anchor. To attach your loop, feed the door anchor strap through the loop till you have an opening. Then you can feed the rest of the band through that loop and tighten. If you are using a band that has 2 carabiners, it's a little bit more simple. Just take one carabiner, attach it to the door anchor, and then the other will attach to your AltaBand. Anchoring to a doorknob is another good option. To add that additional resistance, you're going to attach the carabiner here to the metal ring. Then you are in control of how much resistance you put through the band by how far you walk away from that anchor point. You want enough tension that you are getting some work, some feedback, but remember, we're not doing that intense contraction here, that intense heavy work. Just light resistance, but enough that by the end of a workout, you can feel that difference. When you take the band off, you can feel that you have made a change and made some progress. When you are using this additional resistance, there are 4 things I want you to keep in mind to optimize that postural training and optimize safety. We don't want to have compensation through the body leading to any other issues. So 4 things to keep in mind. If there's one cue that you think about, it's to stand tall. No matter what kind of postural deviation we have, that means whatever kind of poor postural position we're in, by standing tall, we naturally will correct those deviations in that poor posture. 2, gently bring your shoulders back. We are not excessively squeezing the shoulder blades. That's just not functional. That's not how we should be standing. What I love about the band is we can work those muscles in this nice neutral position. 3, I want you to think about engaging the core. So think about pulling the belly button towards your spine. Posterior pelvic tilting, what that means is if you grab your hips here, you are going to tip your hips backwards. Think about tucking in your tailbone. You're going to squeeze your glutes, squeeze your abdomen. That is going to give you a solid base and address all of those patterns of weakness and tightness throughout the body. And lastly, I want you to get normal movement through the shoulder blades. Like I mentioned before, we are not excessively squeezing the shoulder blades and trying to move the arms, maintaining that position. Again, it's just not functional, and that's not what we're trying to train. What's great about this band is it cues not only slight shoulder retraction, but upper back extension, which is another important component of that poor posture. So we can get normal shoulder movement and shoulder blade movement while also cueing that spinal alignment, that extension. So with those overhead movements, remember free shoulder movement, free arm movement. But when you come back to this position, we're resetting this as your home base, your neutral position and posture. So that gentle resistance, opening the chest, gently bringing the shoulders back to neutral. One thing you do want to avoid is that feeling of leaning backwards. When you're pulling against the resistance, you should just be feeling that gentle pull backwards in the shoulder region. You should not be pulling backwards from the low back. When you take the band off, if you feel like you are falling backwards, then you were overworking those low back muscles. And the next time you use the AltaBand, really try to avoid that. Really make sure you're engaging your core, standing tall. The weight through your feet should be centered through the center of your feet. It should not be back on the heels, center of the feet, or even towards the toes, especially with those dynamic exercises. But avoid that leaning back to avoid any kind of overstrain, overwork of the low back muscles. So that is it. You can use the AltaBand during any of your regular exercises or workout routines, or you can check out some of my AltaBand workouts. What I do in those workouts is I give you a workout from a PT standpoint. So looking at the common patterns of tightness and weakness, the workout routines start with mobility and stretching exercises to work you out of those tight positions, tight patterns, so that then you have that movement available to strengthen, improve endurance, and retrain into with greater ease. I throw in education, anatomy, and PT tips throughout to educate you, because I truly believe that understanding why you are doing what you are doing is going to make all the difference in success with your training and being able to optimally perform those exercises and get the most out of them. So one thing I want you to take note of is how you feel when it's time to take that band off. This is going to be the moment of truth if you were successfully able to do some retraining and make some changes. When you take that band off, you should feel that your posture is effortless. You should feel open, and bringing the shoulders back to this position in that better alignment should feel more natural. It should almost feel awkward to slouch, because we retrain this as your neutral position. This is my favorite part of a workout routine because it feels so good. And this is how I know that I successfully trained my body, strengthened, improved endurance, and I made changes. So head on over and check out my AltaBand workouts. I truly hope you enjoy them, and that the AltaBand helps you improve your posture as much as it has helped me. and I hope that you see those positive changes, look better, feel better. So enjoy, and I will see you over at the workouts. Bye.